When we speak of potency, potential, capacity, capability, and ability, we are not merely juggling synonyms, we are indexing distinct thresholds of meaning. Each term carries a semantic weight that situates phenomena along a continuum from latent orientation to actualized function. By carefully differentiating these terms, we create a semantic map that allows us to track development, whether in throwing a baseball, becoming a person, or recovering consciousness. Indexing in this way transforms abstract language into a structured framework. Semantics become operational markers that chart the progression from possibility to realization. This contrast shows how semantic indexing can transform ordinary definitions into a structured analytic tool. Oxford gives us the surface meanings. This modal framework re-engineers them into a systematic progression that can be applied across domains such as biology, ethics, metaphysics, and skill acquisition. It's essentially turning dictionary entries into a ladder of becoming. What's achieved? Indexing. Everyday semantic terms are repurposed as markers of progression, allowing us to track movement from possibility to realization. Clarity. Ambiguity in ordinary language is dissolved by assigning each term a precise role in the sequence. Operationalization. Instead of loose synonyms, the terms become operational categories for analyzing phenomena like personhood, consciousness, or skill development. Philosophical depth. The framework shifts from descriptive semantics to metaphysical semantics. Language becomes a tool for mapping thresholds of existence and agency. Oxford Dictionary definitions versus modal framework comparison. Potency. The power that something has to affect the body or mind. Sexual or medicinal strength. Modal. Latent metaphysical orientation toward a goal, not yet actualized, but directed toward transformation. For example, a dividing zygote has potency to become a human. Potential Oxford. The possibility of something happening or being developed or used. Modal. Situated possibility indexed to a goal, contingent on conditions, not yet structurally sufficient. For example, an embryo has potential to become a person. Capacity Oxford. The ability to learn, retain knowledge, or make decisions. The maximum something can contain or produce. Modal. Structural sufficiency for a goal. All faculties are present, but epistemically blocked or dormant. For example, a fetus has capacity for life but lacks agency. Capability. Oxford. Often used to mean the ability to do something under certain conditions, not directly defined. Modal. Functional readiness. Can achieve a goal if conditions allow, but limited by context or epistemic access. For example, late fetus capable of breathing but still in womb. Ability Oxford. Skill or competence in performing a task. Proficiency or aptitude. Modal. Actualized function. The goal is being achieved in real time. For example, neonate has ability to live independently. Let's map L. Oxford versus this modal framework progression into the act of throwing a baseball. This way, each term becomes a stage in the developmental arc of the throw. Potency Oxford. The inherent power of the arm muscles to affect the ball. Modal. Latent orientation toward the act of throwing. The body has within it the directed possibility of a throw, even before any motion begins. For example, the arm's musculature and coordination are potent for throwing. Potential Oxford. The possibility that a throw could happen. Modal. Situated possibility indexed to the goal of throwing. The player could throw if conditions align, ball in hand, stance set, intent formed. The throw is not yet structurally sufficient, but the possibility is real. Capacity Oxford. The ability to perform the action, the maximum force or skill available. Modal. Structural sufficiency for throwing. The player has all faculties, arm strength, grip, coordination, but they may be dormant until activated. E.g., the pitcher has the capacity to throw a 90 miles per hour fastball, even while standing still. Capability Oxford. The ability to do something under certain conditions. Modal. Functional readiness. The player is set on the mound, ball in hand, arm cocked back, ready to throw if the context allows. E.g., the pitcher is capable of delivering the pitch, but must wait for the batter to be ready. Ability Oxford. Actualized skill in performing the task. Modal. Actualized function. The throw occurs, the arm moves, the ball leaves the hand, velocity and trajectory are realized. E.g., the pitcher has the ability to throw the ball across the plate right now. Let's reframe the development of the throwing ability of a human through the lens of this modal progression potency to potential, to capacity, to capability, to ability. This way, we can see how a person gradually actualizes the skill of throwing a baseball across different stages of growth and practice. Developmental arc of throwing ability. Potency latent orientation present from birth. The human body has arms, muscles, and a nervous system oriented toward movement. Example, an infant's arm flails show potency, the raw orientation toward motor action, but not yet directed. Potential, situated possibility, emerges when conditions align. The child can grasp objects, imitate motions, and has the possibility of throwing. Example, a toddler holding a ball has the potential to throw, though coordination is not yet sufficient. Capacity structural sufficiency develops as motor skills, strength, and coordination mature. The faculties for throwing are structurally present. Example, a young child can lift and release the ball. The capacity exists, though accuracy and force are limited. Capability functional readiness achieved when the child can throw under the right conditions, ball in hand, stance set, intent formed. Example, a school-aged child is capable of throwing to a target, though consistency depends on context, fatigue, coaching, environment. Ability actualized function realized when the throw is performed effectively and reliably. Example, a trained pitcher demonstrates ability by throwing strikes at will, actualizing the function in real time. Finally, let's extend the Oxford versus modal framework ladder into the domain of personhood, showing how the terms potency, potential, capacity, capability, ability can map onto the developmental arc of becoming a person. This mirrors the baseball analogy, but now tracks the emergence of personhood across metaphysical and developmental thresholds. Personhood through the modal ladder. Potency latent orientation. Oxford power to affect body-mind. Modal latent metaphysical orientation toward personhood. The zygote is potent, directed toward transformation into a person, though not yet actualized. Example, a fertilized egg has potency to become a human being. Potential situated possibility. Oxford, possibility of development. Modal, situated possibility indexed to personhood. The embryo could become a person if conditions, gestation, environment are met, but it is not structurally sufficient yet. Example, an embryo has potential for personhood contingent on continued development. Capacity structural sufficiency, Oxford ability to learn, retain, decide. Modal, structural sufficiency for personhood. The fetus has the faculties, organs, neural structures necessary for life, but they are blocked or dormant. Example, a late-term fetus has capacity for personhood, but lacks agency and independent function. Capability functional readiness. Oxford ability under certain conditions. Modal functional readiness for personhood. The neonate is capable of independent breathing, sensing, and responding, but still contextually dependent, care, environment. Example, a newborn is capable of personhood functions but requires support. Ability actualized function. Oxford actualized skill competence. Modal, actualized personhood. The child demonstrates agency, interaction, and independence. The goal of personhood is being achieved in real time. Example, a self-aware child has the ability to live, decide, and relate as a person. Ultimately, the value of indexing semantic terms lies in their power to dissolve ambiguity and clarify transitions. Potency signals orientation, potential marks possibility, capacity, denotes sufficiency, capability reflects readiness, and ability embodies actualization. By aligning these terms in sequence, we gain a modular tool for analyzing growth, agency, and transformation across domains. Semantics here are not static definitions, but dynamic thresholds, each term a rung on the ladder of becoming. This indexed approach turns language into a precise instrument for mapping how latent orientations evolve into lived realities.